Good morning. Waking up, a day of camping, sitting here with the coffee brewing. My little devotional with the earth, with nature, and everything else that goes on along in the world, in my head. I want to touch on one subject. I'm going to try to keep it just crystallized on that. And that is truths. No matter where you're from, no matter your sex, no matter your upbringing, your culture, your desires, your likes, we're all bound by truth. You can believe what you want to believe, but truth is sovereign. And it starts off with this planet. And whatever, if you believe in spiritual forces, if you believe in the scientific forces, you're bound by that. Anything and everything you do in the course of your day is still bound by that. You're bound by the weather. You're bound by gravity. You're bound by your moral compass. Those things that make us human are bound by that. Even your capitalist ways, or your communist ways, or your whatever ways that govern nations are still bound by that. Because at the end of the day, if all of a sudden something cataclysmic happened, your whole foundation is collapsed. Because you didn't go by the laws of nature, it's basically like a house of cards. Though it may seem very strong, capable of holding on to everything within its power, it still is bound by a force that is above it and way beyond it, unless it's in tune with it. Your religions, your country, borders, your immediate family, your small little corner of the world. You are still bound by that. And all your higher prophets knew it. What they did with it was a whole nother story. What they did with those realities that they believed was another story, but to remove yourself in obedience to that is essential. And those are the ones that you can see maybe divide, but they definitely weed out the false prophets. They weed out those that are trying to gain from humanity for their own selfish desires. And so I want to have anybody and everyone that has ever listened to any of this for this little moment, remove yourself from mentally from what's going on and in your own world, and think about that. That is what holds everything together. That is what, if you believe in those higher forces, that is what God intended. And ultimately, you need to succumb to that first. And I bring up like the capitalist idea as our nation goes through this phase of its democracy and constitutional struggle, that they're bound by that, no matter their ideology. And if you have capitalists that are pushing agendas that go against that grain, go against the grain of the earth, they have the technology. We all have the technology now, more so than we did 100 years ago, to do something that carries us through the next 100 years and beyond. And so those that keep that in mind and are submissive to that are the ones that are in the right, because they hold a concept that they are fallible. And man is fallible. It didn't take Jesus. It didn't take, any one prophet to tell us that. That's a reality that should be so prevalent in our minds. You fall off a bike, you get back on it. But the fact is, you learned that you can fall. You are fallible, whatever reason it was that you did to fall off that bike. Those things that revolve around the concept of truth, and the truth being that we are bound, we are submissive to this planet, to morals, to keep it that way. Those that believe in that are following the right path. Those that are not, if you stay with the glasses on that truth has given you, you can see through their veil, or you could see through them. And if confronted, they will argue their point. We all argue our points. But we are still submissive to that truth. And so that those that have that truth as their guiding star, as their mission statement, if you will, are the ones that are actually holding the cards the right way. And that's what I wanted to say. Nothing but love for everyone. And love does conquer evil, because it is that truth that governs, whether it's symbiotic, scientifically symbiotic, or spiritually symbiotic. It's there for the positive. And you got to have that positive to keep the negative in check. Good morning.